The public feud between U.S. President Donald Trump and billionaire Elon Musk came as no surprise to many Americans on Thursday. What began as behind-the-scenes tension quickly spilled into public view after Trump criticized Musk during an Oval Office meeting. The clash followed Musk's vocal opposition to Trump's sweeping tax cut and spending bill, which Musk warned would worsen the U.S. debt, now at $36.2 trillion. Trump initially stayed silent, but as Musk ramped up efforts to block the bill, the president fired back. Within hours, the two were trading personal jabs, Trump on his Truth Social platform, and Musk on X. While the fallout may have seemed sudden, political analysts say it was only a matter of time. Both men are known for their strong personalities, public spats, and strategic use of social media. Their once close alliance appears to have unraveled, and the political consequences could be significant.
You got two rich men with two big egos. They can't coexist for long. It lets you know that no matter how tight you are, you're still gonna have differences. It doesn't matter about your differences, it's how you choose to handle it, how you choose to respond in the moment of. Can you have discourse about what you differ on in terms of your opinions? Look, I got homies, I got family, we don't always fucking agree with each other. I go home and argue with my brother right now. We still gonna love each other though. Come on now, that's what this country about. Have differences of opinions, but still hear each other out.
I think it was pretty predictable. I mean, you look at some of the other players like Michael Cohen and some of the other people that he's had that, supported him and have been friends with him and been in business with him. It seems like a lot of people have turned on him over the years, so. It's really messy, and I think it maybe gives a bad look for our country, unfortunately.
Those are two very headstrong men, and I knew eventually it would kind of clash. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump is a businessman, one of the strongest, richest businessmen in the world, as well as Elon Musk is. So to me, as gentlemen, as men, you conduct yourself properly. You know what I'm saying? So if it was myself and a friend of mine, we would have pulled ourselves to the side, away from the public eye, and discussed what we had to take care of. You know what I'm saying?
I think just with two very extreme, intense personalities, it was kind of an inevitable that something was going to be the breaking point that kind of pushed them apart, so I'm not entirely surprised.
Each of them thinks that they're God's gift to mankind, and they can, no, there's no way they can last a relationship that would last.
Gut reaction, it's not really that surprising. I mean, it just seems like that relationship was doomed, just like so many of the other relationships that happen between the president and other people at that level. It seems like they kind of use each other for whatever it is, but I'm not real surprised that that's happening at all.
given the way that the termination went for Elon, I mean, it's not surprising at all that this is going the way it is. How fast it's going downhill, it is pretty impressive, but yeah, it's not surprising in any form. So I think it is just ego now, and so I would say no, it's not going to be something that's just going to get resolved, like swept under the rug. I think it's two egos going at it, and they'll probably just go at it till God knows to what end. Yeah.
It looks like a lot of petty fighting, a lot of male hubris, just out on display.
I mean, the odds of actually guessing what's going to come next has never been as weird as now. I don't think our country's ever experienced this exact circumstances. Maybe similar, but the world was different then.
I thought it was kind of interesting because, you know, they're friends, but I guess they're not friends anymore, so it's kind of like a bad breakup. But it's like, he said the Epstein files weren't released because Trump's on there, and so it kind of makes you wonder, why haven't they been released all this time?
Yeah, they're two very different guys that I think it was doomed from the beginning. I think I kind of saw it coming in a way, just because they're both powerful business people, but you know, you got Trump that's kind of, he's business, but he's in government, and then you got Musk that's just business, and there comes a point eventually where law and business have to be separate, you know, and eventually I knew that would divide them because they're both wanting to do things that are pushing the limits of things.
I thought, like I said, that it was interesting, you know, that they instantly were like, look, we're working together, and like Trump gave him, you know, like actual like government, like, you know, positions. And I thought that was interesting, that it was an interesting move on his part, I think. And then for it to fall through, like, I think it was eventually. I think they're two men with, you know, yes, they're very opinionated, and them working together, like, it wasn't really ever gonna, like, it was bound to fall apart at one point, and I think it was bound for this to happen, yeah. I think it's terrible. I think it's bad for Austin, because I know people, at least here, you know, or people who don't live here, you know, are commonly, you know, oh, Austin, Elon Musk, Austin, Tesla. Like, I think it's, and, you know, America, and it's just, I think it's really bad, actually, that they're, you know, having such a big fallout, and it's, you know, not good press on anyone's part, really. Yeah.
They're two guys who are very powerful, and they have big egos. And I don't know how much of it is staged as well. You know, Trump is a reality TV guy, and people say he's said so much stuff on social media, even before he ran for president, to get attention. And it's so hard to know, like, how much of this is staged and how much of it is real. I think social media is a very toxic tool for having debates, and I think if I were to give them professional advice, gentlemen, get into a room and hash out your differences like we all do in the workplace, and hopefully that'll lead to a better outcome, I guess.